Yo gang, welcome back. Today we are going to make some crab boiled deviled eggs. Yes, so everything that consists in a crab boil will be on top of this deviled egg, so don't go far. I am excited. All right, so me and my family, we don't eat traditionally. We eat fair foods one day, we eat breakfast for dinner one day. Today we're having appetizers for dinner, and our appetizer is going to be a seafood boil deviled egg style, if that makes any sense. If it doesn't make sense, make sure you stick around because you're not going to want to miss this recipe. It's super easy. You need a dozen eggs, you need some extra large shrimp, some butter, mayonnaise, grape poupon, some garlic, and some lump crab meat. So let's get the water boiling and put these eggs to boil. And let's get some water boiling for our eggs. We're only going to do a dozen eggs today. Of course, if you're having a party, you make more. But today we're only doing 12. Now these are jumbo eggs. I chose jumbo because you have more real estate on the actual egg when you go to dress it up. So you don't want to get no small eggs because it's going to be very hard to dress. All right, now I got some of y'all tricks and hacks on how to peel the perfect egg. So we're gonna put some vinegar in this water and see how true it is. Okay, there are 12 eggs. Let's get us some vinegar. Yeah, I didn't say how much, so I'm gonna just put a splash. While we're waiting on our eggs, we're gonna go ahead and start defrosting our shrimp. And these are extra large shrimp. This is why I told y'all to get extra large eggs. We're gonna strain them in some cold water. You don't defrost anything in warm water. Just keep everything. We have 12 eggs, so let's get 12 shrimp. I guess it doesn't matter. Does that look like 12? Let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, we got more than enough. We're gonna let that sit. Set this off to the side. Wash our hands. Put everything back. And we are gonna make our, seafood boil sauce. Okay, so clean as you go. Put this back. I'm going to use a large saucepan, so I'm going to move this eye over, or this pot over rather, so I can have some space. Let's turn this off. Okay, that's off. Now, what you're gonna need for your crab boil base is some Tony's saturates, some onion powder, some garlic powder, some paprika, lemon pepper, seafood seasoning. This is a Creole blend as well. I'm gonna match these. I've never used this before, but I'm gonna try it today. Some chili powder, some Old Bay seasoning, some cayenne pepper, accent. Of course, we gotta put that heat in there. Some habanero hot sauce, Lea Perrins Worcestershire sauce, some lemon juice, and of course, some butter. So, and fresh garlic. Fresh garlic, please use fresh garlic. Do not cheat yourself with the pre-minced garlic because it does not taste the same. Trust me, it does not taste the same. And we're gonna use, this is a huge onion, so we're gonna use a half of an onion. So let me light my frying pan. Light the stove with my frying pan. Let's rinse this out. Let's just dry this up a little bit. to this front eye. There you go. Okay, we're gonna let that get hot. While we're letting that get hot, I am going to start chopping my onion. There's no right or wrong way to chop the onion, whether you want it to have small pieces or longer pieces or whatever it is, it's your choice. I preferably like to have strips of onions. So that's how I'm gonna cut this up into strips. Let's get rid of this. Looks like we can peel off another layer of this. I don't know, the stuff in the grocery store has been looking a little funny lately. I've not been satisfied at all. Wash this off. Get a piece of paper towel. And we're just going to cut this. You only need half because you only have 12 eggs. And you're just going to cut it into little fine little strips. Very thin, as thin as you can get it, would be preferred. Or if you're going to cut it into cubes or diced or whatever it is you're going to use, however it is you're going to cut it, just make sure it's thin enough so that it can absorb some of that seasoning. You want it to take on the taste of your boil. All right, so I like onion, so we're going to put the whole half of onion in there. Nice and thin. See? Turn that over. Okay, that's more than enough. Okay, I also have some garlic paste. I'm not feeling the garlic paste too much, so I am going to get some of this fresh garlic. And I don't, see, this garlic is even starting to sprout. Not been happy at the grocery store. Okay, our sliced onion, we're gonna make some space. We're just gonna set this aside in a bowl. And we're going to mince our garlic. Now, if you got any garlic hacks, let me know. All I know to do is actually smash it and just chop it up. So when I say smash it, that's exactly what I mean. Smash the clove and you should be able to just pull the actual, I guess the shell. It's not a shell, but the outer layers off. Like that. So I've seen quite a few different hacks where you put them in a Tupperware and you shake it and you do all that stuff, but I couldn't figure that out. So if you know, let me know in the comments so that I definitely can try. You see, I'm open to trying what it is that you guys are helping me out with. Okay, so this is 1 clove of garlic, 1 whole clove of garlic. It does not have to be chopped up any type of uniform or anything. You just want to rough chop just for the freshness of the garlic. Just rough chop everything. I am going to use some of my, let me look at this water real quick. Okay, we're almost at a boil. So once it starts boiling, then I'll start taking count of time. Rough chop. You can use as much or as little as you like. We have a nice rough chop on our garlic, fresh garlic. So we have to get our shrimp cooked before we get any further. They are deveined, but they're not peeled. So we're just gonna peel these up right quick. These are jumbo shrimp. And we are going to season it with the same seasoning we are making our crab boil with. Very similar to my seafood dressing and my, what is it? The pasta, my Cajun pasta. Very similar. Okay, they're boiling nicely. Y'all said 12 minutes, so we're gonna give them 12 minutes. Our shrimp, we are going to season our shrimp with our seasonings that I have here. Let me get a bowl instead of that. Oh, this one's too small. Come on, yo. Well, actually, this will look like, so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, my hands are clean and our shrimp are deveined, peeled, and washed. So we're just gonna pat these dry. Doesn't have to be super dry, but you just want to take off the excess water. And we are going to season it with some garlic powder. Y'all, if you can't see your seasoning, it's not seasoned. Onion powder. Some Cajun seasoning. A little bit of chili powder. Now you can judge your heat by as little or as much of the chili powder and, oh sorry, this is paprika, as you would put onto it. Some lemon pepper. So this is how we're looking so far. A little bit of Old Bay. Don't worry about the amount of seasoning that you're putting on here, because we're going to use the same saucepan that we fried this in to make our sauce, okay? So don't be alarmed. Some cayenne pepper. Again, this is also heat, so you can judge your spice as to what it is that you're adding to it. And we're going to put a little bit of Tony's. All right, let me grab a glove so that we can mix that up nicely. Got my glove. I'll put 2 on so that I can massage these little shrimp. Okay, you want to coat your shrimp very, very, very well. We are going to lose a lot of this seasoning into the butter, so please do not be alarmed or, oh, that's too much seasoning, that's too much. Don't worry about that. Don't worry, I got this. Don't worry. Okay, like that. I'm going to show you how that should look. Let's take these off. And this is how they should look. So let me get my saucepan. I took my saucepan off of the heat because I was taking kind of long when I was chopping the garlic. I did add a few more pieces of garlic to this because I wasn't satisfied with the amount. So that was a clove, a whole clove, and about 4 or 5 more pieces of the garlic. And like I said, we have onion, And we are going to add a half a stick of butter just to fry up these shrimp very quickly, because it's not going to take long at all. We got our half a stick of butter. We're going to put this in here to melt. And while we're waiting on that, let's have us a little bit of wine. You want some red wine? I want some red wine. Let's have some red wine. Some red wine. All right, our eggs, I'm almost sure that they're done. So I'm just going to turn this off. Our butter is melted. Let's add our shrimp. And rinse this off. We're just going to fry these shrimp very quickly, because it does not take much or long to fry shrimp. And whatever excess seasoning that is in the pan, we're going to leave it in there so we can make our sauce. So this is going to be like a crab boil in one bite. Let me get all this too. Now, while we wait for that, it's only right. Let's pop this bottle. Cheers. So let's give these shrimp a flip. Get it nice and pink. We'll leave that for probably another 2 minutes. We're gonna take it off of the fire and we're gonna deal with these eggs. We're gonna put them in some ice water and see if it really works. Let's collect some ice. Y'all say it takes ice water as the key to peeling eggs. All right, let's get a little bit more. I hate a dirty floor. Okay, we have our ice. Let's see how true it is. And I'm going to transfer my egg into a cold ice bath. But before we get too entertained, we're going to take these shrimp out of here because they are done. Keep all those drippings because we are going to need that. All right, there's our shrimp. Now I am going to turn this off until we're ready. All right, let's get these eggs out of this water and into this ice bath. Y'all promised me this was gonna work now. So let's see. We got our ice water there. We're gonna drop them in. That one's already cracked. I don't know, there might be some truth to it. Ice cold water. Now we're gonna let them sit. We still got ice? Yes, we have ice. Okay. Now, while we're waiting on those to cool, I'm just gonna go ahead and make my crab boil base that we're gonna pour that lusciousness over it because our shrimp are done. Okay, we have our stove relit, and this is all of our drippings from our shrimp. We're gonna keep that. I'm just gonna add a stick of butter to it. This is a half, so I'm gonna need 2 of these to make a whole. And I'm gonna fry down my onions first with my garlic. Get this trash out of the way. Let's get this going. Get this all nicely melted. There's no specific order that you have to put it in. It's fine, however you choose to, as long as you got everything in your pan. Okay. Let's turn up the heat just a little bit. So you don't want this to boil. Oh, I forgot. You're also gonna need a couple tablespoons of vinegar as well. Now, depending on how much or what it is that you're doing is how you're gonna judge the amount of butter and all that stuff for your recipe, because if you're gonna actually make a huge boil, then you're obviously gonna want enough to cover everything in your pan or in your pot. Okay. Let's throw in our onion. Get that all happy in here. You don't have to use onion. I prefer onion for flavor. Let's throw in our garlic. Sorry about that. I need it all. Garlic, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of that garlic paste that I was telling you that I got, that was already chopped up or grounded. Let's get this open. Put this in the trash right now. Keep a clean kitchen. Okay. That already smells amazing. Okay. Now I am going to try to give you the best measurements possible for this recipe. We have our teaspoon, but I need a tablespoon. Let me get a tablespoon. Okay, got my tablespoon. Now you're probably asking me, why haven't I done anything with the eggs yet? Because I want this to sit and kind of like marinate while I'm busy doing other things. So that's why I want this to cook down. All right, we're gonna use a tablespoon. I'm gonna use a half a tablespoon of accent. That's a half, oh, Lord, I'm wasting it. Half a tablespoon of accent. We're gonna use a tablespoon of paprika. A tablespoon of lemon pepper. A tablespoon of Old Bay. I know I could have put it all in one plate and just dumped the whole plate in here, but I like this better. It's more time with y'all. You have a tablespoon of garlic powder. A tablespoon of onion powder. A tablespoon of cayenne pepper. Very simple. You can judge your measurements to what it is or your liking. If you like a little more, a little less, have at it. Okay, this is chili powder. Remember, this is heat, so you want to be careful, especially if you don't like too much spice. That gives it a pretty color as well, so you don't want to leave it out. Some Cajun seasoning. I'm going to put 1.5 of that. Some Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to put 2 of these. Let's hit them with the Tonys. Forgot my Tony Sacharans. Well, this is already wet, so I'm going to just eyeball that. And our habanero. I'm just going to put 1. All right. Y'all know I got to clean up. This is already annoying me. Oh, and our lemon juice. There you go. You can go back and taste it, and you can judge it at that point. Okay, we're going to also add some more butter to this. We just need this to actually cook down. Because of the different seasonings, you don't want it to be grainy or gritty. So we're going to cook this down, and then we're going to add us a couple more, well, half sticks, because they're half sticks, so a couple more sticks of butter. Let that cook down. Let me clean up my mess, and we'll be right back. All right, we got this going. We got 1.5 sticks of butter here, which is not going to be enough. I have some more I will add to that. Now that it's cooked down, you can, you know what? There's no particular order you got to do this. Do it however makes it you comfortable and whatever works for you. That's my motto. Shoot. If it worked for you, do it. If it ain't working, try something different. Okay. Let me get another stick of butter. But before I go, and give me one more little sip. More stick of butter. So now we have a total of 3.5 sticks of butters. Again, depending on how buttery or how much you're making or doing, you can add as much as you want. I told you I needed vinegar and still forgot to put the vinegar. We're gonna put a tablespoon of vinegar. And we're just gonna let that go. And we're gonna deal with these eggs that's gonna peel also beautifully. Okay, stir this up. Okay, now, para mis seguidores, no voy a decir seguidores, voy a decir familia hispana. Gracias, lo agradezco mucho que aunque no me entiendes en lo que estoy haciendo, tú todavía me apoyan, me dejan comments lindos, me hablan y yo trato, no hablo muy bien, pero yo trato de hablar con ustedes y darte las gracias por apoyarme en lo que yo estoy haciendo, aunque son las armas, estoy cocinando, estoy cazando, lo que sea, ustedes siempre me apoyan. So, lo que voy a hacer es, voy a tratar de hacer más, voy a hacer más videos, no en totalmente español, pero voy a hablar un poco más de español para que ustedes también puedan disfrutar en lo que estoy haciendo. ¿Está bien? Ok, está bien.
What the hell you just said?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Okay, so look. We got this beautiful boil going here. Okay, we're gonna let this simmer and we're gonna get on these eggs.
No, what you said though.
No, I was telling my Hispanic Yoke Gang fam that, you know, I do apologize for the fact that I really don't translate what it is that I'm saying, but they still manage to support me, not really understanding what I'm saying. And I think that speaks volumes on the Hispanic community that does support me. I thank y'all. What I said was I thank them a lot for them, you know, even still trying to, you know, just communicate. They leave me messages all the time. Thank you. Gracias. All right, we got this on low.
Hell, you saying?
You worry about the wrong thing. Let me put that on a napkin. That's gonna aggravate the jeeves out of me. You know what? This can actually be turned off. We're gonna turn this off and we're gonna deal with these eggs. Now, cheers. My eggs wasn't getting enough cold action, so I actually took them out of the strainer and I let them sit directly into the cold water. So they're nice and cool, and we're gonna find out if y'all were right. So I'm gonna try a few different techniques that everybody was leaving for me, and we're gonna see what actually really works. Let me get a plate so we can put our cut eggs on there. And we are gonna try, okay? Okay, this egg looks like it's already had it, but look, somebody said to roll it. That feels successful. And say the peel should come, ooh, look! Oh, oh. Where has that technique been all my life? Okay, that one's already busted, so we're gonna try this. And we're gonna roll this one.
Bueno.
Muy bueno! Oh, y'all, look! Now, that did have vinegar in the water. Look, look! Perfect. Let me get y'all a couple more. She's showing out. That came straight out, look. Zero effort. I like this. They say roll it. Oh, I rolled this one too hard. I broke it. Man. All right, but we just gonna fill this one.
Bueno.
We're gonna fill this one on the side. Okay. All right. See? It broke right here. But that's okay. Let me just rinse it off. I don't want to put it in the water because I don't want it to get. All right, yo, don't get excited. Just tap it all the way around. Roll it just a little bit. And that shell should come right off like that. She a pro. She is a pro. You think it was the wine? Oh yeah, I was telling you the truth. Y'all wasn't lying to me. Okay, let me open my trash can. Y'all wasn't lying to me. Okay, my eggs are peeled and I patted them dry. We had a couple that wasn't all that, but it's okay. Majority rules. And I am going to take the, oh, that cut that one not good. I'm going to take the yolks out and I'm going to actually make my stuffing for the deviled eggs. Very simple. Not too busy or complicated because we got some goodness we're gonna pour on the top of it. I also have that lump crab meat is what we are going to add to our yolks on these eggs. And these are not cut very nicely. They're not even at all. I'm telling y'all to get extra large or jumbo eggs so that they can be bigger, but I didn't do no good job cutting it. We're gonna fix that on the plate nicely in 1 second. right after we get our yolks out. And this was a dozen jumbo eggs. Okay, we just get them all out. Oh, and try not to tear your egg because you're gonna have a hard time trying to fill and keep them uniform for presentation. I don't have no double egg little rack thing, so plate gonna work just fine. Okay, that's all of our emptied eggs. Sorry about that. Let me wipe this up. We got our egg yolks in a bowl. We just gonna mash these up just a little bit. Okay. I'm not gonna do it too much because I've still got stuff to add. I'm gonna add some mayo. I'm sorry, this is a teaspoon. Let's see. 1.5 teaspoons. Get this up. 1.5 teaspoons of mayo. Let me get another teaspoon. Dijon mustard. Some Grey Poupon. We're only gonna put 1 teaspoon of mustard. No, 1.5 also. Rest that in there. Let's stir this up and see how this looks. And I'm going to get some of my crab boil or my seafood boil, and I'm going to add it to this as well for some flavor. Okay, so that's how we looking now. Let me get some of this. This is all those seasonings that we had cooked up together. And that butter. Okay, just a few little spoonfuls. Okay, because y'all remember this is that crab boil in one bite that I was telling y'all about. Still a little lumpy. We're gonna try to get all the lumps out because I don't have a piping bag. So we're gonna get our gallon Ziploc bag, clip the ends, and then we're gonna fill everybody back up with some of the filling. So we're gonna try to get this as smooth as possible. But before we go any further, let's have a little taste. Good. I'm going to stretch it a little bit more. I'm going to put so that was 1.5 teaspoons of mayo. So I'm going to put another 1/2 teaspoon of mayo. Another 1/2 teaspoon. So now we add 2 teaspoons of each one. Hit it with a little bit of the Creole seasoning. This is why I say you got to taste your food as you go, so that you know what you're working with. And I'm going to stretch it some more with a little bit more of this crab oil. Let's do that. I need a spoon. All right. This is how we're looking. this is right now. Also, what I did do, I added my shrimp back to the crab boil so that they can try to, you know, stay a little warm and just absorb some of that nice flavors as well. I didn't want to leave them hanging because they were just looking all lonely. Okay. This is what we're looking like. Now, all right, clean up. Get all this stuff out of the way. You could have actually used Creole mustard too. It's not something that I was able to find, so I just used the Dijon mustard. Okay. Okay, with our gallon Ziploc, we're gonna create a piping bag situation. I have my spatula and our filling. I'll add it to the bag. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the tip of the bag so that we can use it to squeeze it out into our eggs. We need it all. You don't wanna waste any of this because it may seem like a lot, but it's really not. And you wanna have a good amount of filling in each one. Okay. Like that. Let's close this up, get some of the air out. You just want it to be right in the corner so that you can squeeze it. Get this out of the way. And let me cut the tip off right quick. Now I am going to separate a few eggs so that you guys can get the full effect of this. Just gonna put 6 over here. If not, my plate's gonna be too crowded. Okay, you got a good view? And you're just gonna squeeze your, oh! Y'all, I'm tripping. Big time. Doesn't matter. We're just gonna add it to this. The crab meat. It's okay. This is a real kitchen. We do mess up, but the goal of it all is to get it right. We have our lump crab meat. We are gonna add it to our filling. Just rake it just a little bit. I'm not making a mess. Rake it into our filling. You don't want to add it and make it too thick because you're not going to be able to pipe it out. This is lump crab meat, not claw crab meat. Okay. Once you have that in there, just stir it around. My apologies, y'all. Make sure everything is incorporated nicely. Okay. Close up your bag. Try to get as much air out as possible. Get this out of the way. I think my hole might be too small, but we're gonna see. Let me pinch it just a little bit more now that we have that in there. All right, now we got it. Yo, gang, my apologies. We lost audio. Camera, count your days. But at this point, we're getting ready to pipe back in our egg filling into our egg shells. So you want to squeeze a generous amount of your filling back into your eggs, like so. Okay, so once you have your eggs filled, you're going to come back with your crab boil. Now, this crab boil, if you would have been using this as a regular crab boil, you would have added about 2-3 cups of vegetable stock or whatever type of stock just to stretch the greasiness of the butter. But that's not what we're using this for. We're actually just using this to season these shrimp. Okay, so we're going to get you a nice bit and we're going to place it right on top of that egg. Y'all know my mouth be watering, ready to eat. Some onion, the shrimp, some seasoning. Just gonna press that right along on top of that, like that. They skating, so I got to hold it. Don't these look good? Now in this mixture, I also dropped, like I told y'all earlier, the remainder of that crab meat. So we got crab meat and shrimp. And we also have crab meat in the devil egg mixture. Now I know I counted enough shrimp. Well, we got enough crab meat here. Like that. I'm gonna take just a little bit, just spread that goodness all over. Remember I told y'all it was a crab boil in one bite? One bite. If y'all like to eat y'all crab boils like me, I like to bite my egg, my sausage, have me a little bit of everything while I'm eating. But this will give you that whole one bite feel situation all in one with this recipe here. That egg burst, so I'm gonna take this one. Cheers. Yo, gang, look at that. How yummy does that look? Y'all, it is amazing. It is so good. Let me take this last bite. I don't want to talk with my mouth full. I'm sorry. This is a great recipe. It's quick. It's easy. It's definitely going to be the most talked about food at your next party if you choose to do this. Yo, gang, if you try it, please let me know. Let me know in the comments because it is so good. With that being said, Yo, gang, thank you guys so much for all your support and love that you guys show me. If you have not yet checked out www.yolkgang.com, make sure that you do pick up a t-shirt or gun bag patch. It really helps the channel. But with that being said, we ready to eat. I love y'all for life. Peace.